gentlemen. Unrivaled Anime Podcast, part 3. We've made it 3 weeks now.
We back.
We back. We back. We're hype. Uh, it's a lot going on right now in these backgrounds with these clothing. If you don't know, this week we're on to the villains. We'll get onto that here soon. But first, just to go over our individual weeks in anime. For myself, I won't go too long on this one, but your boy is caught up on Vinland Saga.
There
If
we go.
you watched our stream last week, or if you've seen any of our YouTube content, you will know how I feel about said show, about said characters. The thoughts are the same. I'll leave it at that. But I am caught up, so I'm ready for the next episode. We'll see how that goes. This week, I've also started 2 new animes, which I'll get into a little more detail later on because that's part of our new segment as well. And other than that, I found an awesome video on Instagram, which I sent over to KJ, just kind of showing some anime movies,
Oh,
suggestions.
okay.
Yeah, like what we're talking
Like,
about.
what
Yeah.
did I miss?
Right. Anime movies that you should watch and kind of look out for. So I'm really excited about that list. I want to start on that and host some Discord watch parties, which I think will be really cool. So look out for that. We'll see what we can do on that part.
What did I get into this week? Trying to think. I watched quite a few new shows this week. Not a few, but I started Mushuko Tensei. Tensei. I believe the one that we got recommended. I cannot remember who recommended, but we got the recommendation this past week. So I gave that a start. So I'm on episode 2. And then I finished Mob Psycho.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. Good watch. Just for that title. But I finished Mob Psycho, Tokyo Revengers season 2. I finished that as well. That wrapped up this week, so that was fun. And I caught up on One Piece, so which is a
Okay.
never-ending story that I'm never gonna finish. Hopefully, before I die, I get to see it close out.
Fair.
So we'll
Fair.
see.
It's wild to me that we can consistently do a weekend anime and have like multiple talking points, you know?
It never ends because there's always
It
something new. Like
really
you've never
doesn't.
seen it all. Like we talk about it like you can't catch up on everything, but I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna
Right.
try to do whatever I can, but it's
Right.
not enough time in the
Right.
day.
And just with that, same thing with the anime news. I didn't know necessarily if we were going to be able to consistently put out anime news, but it's every day.
It's
Like
pretty easy.
something new. Yeah, it is. Something new's coming out, something's dropping. So let's get into that. Just the anime news that we saw this week for myself or, all of us. But to bring up a few, we have a brand new anime that just dropped this weekend. Hell's Paradise. All right. Of course, we're not manga readers, so we don't know anything about it. We just saw, a lot of hype, a lot of interest in it. So I already watched it. I watched it today. I think we might do a recap on the first episode. Look out for that. But to bring up that anime, it is produced by the one and only Mappa.
The king,
Just
king.
a just I want to say I hope that all the people at Mappa are doing well. I hope that the workers there, they're happy, they're healthy, they're paid well. I hope they can see their families, down from the top executives to the interns to the janitors. I just hope everyone in that building is doing okay because we love you. You are gods in the anime world, and we thank you for what you're doing. So we definitely appreciate that. That's Hell's Paradise. Not to spoil anything for anyone, I feel like we're going on a journey. That's all I'll say. And it's an exciting feeling. Like it just feels like we might be connected to something here. Good first episode, just one episode. I know Ro Nation's already watched it. Bearded Brand is another streamer, anime fan who's watched it as well, recommended it to us. And the
No
other piece of
spoilers.
news
No
I
spoilers.
had was Mobile Suit Gundam. We have a new Gundam season. I love Gundam. So one whole season's already been out. I think it's just 10 episodes, so not a lot. And the second season is going to be coming out in a few days actually. So I'm gonna rush through that. I'm gonna get through that fast so I can watch me some Gundam because that's an all-time favorite for me. So that was kind of anime news for me this week.
Yeah, your age is showing with the Gundam. Respect though. I respect it. It's always great to pay homage to the old ones. The not old, the originals that we used to see. But no, I mean, shout out Mappa, like you said, King. They reign on over there. So I love hearing that motorcycle start up at the beginning every time. I love it. And speaking of that, Tokyo Revengers season 3, also the same producer, is renewed for season 3. So excited to watch that. It's probably gonna be a little while. Season 2 just finished, but season 3 did get renewed. We got another one, Spy Family, for anybody who hasn't watched. Fun watch, very different. Not action or anything like that, but it's a fun little show. It's cute, it's funny, and it's worth watching. I think you'll enjoy it if you haven't seen it. And there's also going to be a movie that they have
Okay.
coming out as well.
Okay.
So, I mean, as far as the movie, they have a short graphic. I don't know what it means, but this is the family. This is the Folgers, if you don't know. So definitely worth watching. I would tune in. And then we have Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone is coming back here next week, I believe, or later on Friday, I believe, actually.
Get excited.
Yeah, very excited for that one. So another graphic for that one looks pretty cool. We about to
Oh,
explore. We're gonna
listen,
take off.
yeah, they're like we're
Yeah,
going on a journey. Okay.
because if you, well, I'm not gonna ruin anything for those who haven't watched. I'm not gonna say anything, but yes, it looks like it's about to go. I'm
Yeah.
excited for that one. I really
Okay.
enjoyed the first season, or first 2 seasons. Um, so yeah, I'm really excited for there. But
Perfect.
yeah,
Perfect.
that's about all for my news this week.
That's a great news week. That's a great news week.
Uh,
So let's pause. Let's check in with chat. I see a few people have come in. Fireflies, tis I, the Firefly. Good to see you again. We have James West, a new chatter, shouted out by King Mike. This welcome in, James West. This is the Trash Crew. Sundays we do our anime thing. So hopefully, you have a little bit of interest. If you don't, you haven't watched anything, but maybe you're just slightly interested. Let us know. We can suggest something for you. Appreciate you being here. We got Stiffy, Ron Nation, Shifty Trash Panda on the Trash Crew account. Pod Brady as well. Happy belated birthday, Pod Brady. And
for
I
real.
think that about covers up our chat. Perfect nightcap. I love it. Love it. Love it.
uh,
So I see some anime, but what do you recommend? I like that. Can you tell us what you've watched and then we'll go off of that?
Very important. Yeah, because you got to say what you like, not only what you watch, what you did enjoy, what you didn't enjoy. It
Mhm.
kind of helps paint the picture for what we would think you would be into. So
Right.
definitely important there.
So one more bit of anime news for the week. Demon Slayer. How many episodes we getting?
Anger is that's what I want to say. That's I believe it's only 10 episodes.
10 episodes.
And for those who do know, or who don't, those who don't, we probably have already seen one episode out of that 10 if you saw the movie. Um, and I for one, I'm fed up. I'm done with it. It's
Fed
kind of
up.
pissing me off, dog. Like the fact that we really wait this long because the show is so daggone good, and we wait and we get 10 episodes, 9 new episodes. Sorry, and that's since 2 years.
Feels like it.
I think well last year I guess it came out. It feels that way because we got
Yeah.
the train but yeah, I don't like the way things are being done over there. I think they like toiling with the people. I don't get it. Toying with the people. I don't understand what they got going on. I don't know how you feel about it. I'm sure the same.
Yeah,
Why are they doing
exact
this to
same.
us?
Right. Like I think it's 11 total. But yeah, they just announced it. So the new season's coming out soon, very soon. We just got a movie. And if you watched our reaction shows to the movie, you'll kind of see some of our disappointment there. So Demon Slayer is doing things a little bit differently. And don't get us wrong, we love the show. We
Oh,
absolutely love the
great show.
show. Best
Fantastic.
animation in anime. Even Firefly said, "I love the art style of Demon Slayer. Believe it drawn and animated." Oh, 100%. Like if anyone were to ask me my favorite animated show just visually is Demon Slayer. But I think they might be blowing all of their budget in a compressed amount of episodes because we're just it's tough. We're not getting enough. So Roll Nation asks, would you rather fewer episodes, shorter seasons, or more fillers? So I think that's a good question, but 11 episodes, I think you can get to 20 plus episodes without fillers. I don't think that's out of the question. I mean, we're getting 24 from My Hero. It's all action. And I mean, it's a very intense part in the show, but 11 episodes, you could get to at least 20 without fillers. I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen first season was around 22 or so. I don't think that's necessarily keeping them back. Yes, we're probably going to get 10, 11 amazing episodes, and that's
Yeah.
fine. There's not going to be any buildup. It better not be. Like I need somebody head chopped off episode 3
Clean
because we're only
off.
getting 10. Clean off. You know what I
Like
mean? Like, so I do feel like I don't know. Like I'm excited. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna consume it.
Oh, of
But
course.
it's just, yeah, it's like
It's
I need
disappointing.
I need more. It is like
The show's
there's
not
such
disappointing. It's just
yeah,
what we're
right,
getting, how we're
right.
receiving it. They gotta hire a new team for the delivery. It's just not getting it done. Like
They need some
that's
more
my only thing.
staff. They need
They need
mop
to
up.
hire me. I can't produce, I can't animate, but I'll tell you how to release it. I know that much. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, and if it'd be one thing if it was a part one, part two is coming in, in the fall. But from what we've seen, that's not the case. It seemed like this is the whole season, similar to the train arc in the entertainment district. So we'll see. But that's our fillers on Demon Slayer as of now. We'll
Yeah.
continue. We love the show. Don't get us wrong. So,
Mm, mm,
to
mm,
chat,
mm.
KJ.
Maybe we'll get lucky though. I mean, they did
Yeah.
the train arc and then they released that as a whole season. So at least
Right.
this time, at least they only released one episode and not the
Right.
whole damn season. So,
Right,
but
right.
um,
I did want to recognize a few in chat. We got Stuntman, Nintendo fan. We got Insane Troll. So I've recently been talking aloud with Insane Troll. The guy knows his anime. He
you
has multiple. I haven't seen the. I
his
have
chat's funny.
his chat's funny. Okay.
Uh,
Oh, he said, "All right, I'm gonna wrap this whole conversation. Worst anime villain is Naruto, because he gave us the monstrosity of Boruto. Dang. So are you blaming Hinata for falling in love with him and birthing that baby?
why
Huh?
you bringing babies into this? Don't do that. Don't
Yeah."
come on.
Yeah, so we found each other on Twitter. Insane Troll, been in his Twitch a few times, has a bunch of different anime outfits. Every time I'm in there in chat, we're talking anime. So it's really good to see you here on this show. Thanks for coming in. It's definitely been fun so far. Um, but
Also,
yeah,
wanted to answer James West. He mentioned a few animes that he watched.
okay,
He
what were
said some
they?
Hyperdimension, Neptunia, Spy Family, some My Hero, a little Attack on Titan, a lot of Naruto, and Dragon Ball. Um, so when you say I watched a little, are you like did you finish them or are they too long or kind of what's your feeling on that? Like, do you prefer it to be a little bit quicker? Because if that's the case, there's a lot of new things out there that you would really enjoy. If you want something longer like that as well, I mean, it's limitless options as well. But um, I think Demon Slayer is a great one to start with. As much as we just complain, I think it's a great one to watch based off of kind of the things that you've seen. Um, and I
Black Clover.
I'd probably say Black Clover a lot. If you love Naruto, you watch a lot of that in Dragon Ball. It's right up your alley. I think you'll enjoy it. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the two that I would go with to start. And if you looking for something else, like another fun watch, how Spy Family was, if you enjoyed it, Rankings of Kings is a good one. That it kind of fits that vibe a little bit, but it's good.
James, we can watch Reagan Kings together. So I should be starting that within the next week or so. So like Insane Troll, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen as well. Jujutsu Kaisen is a very new anime, James. So it can be nice when you don't have a million seasons watched to watch one season of something and kind of be caught up with everybody. So Jujutsu Kaisen is very new, very well like one season, one awesome movie. So you can kind of watch those, get caught up, and then you're here with everybody else, right? The second season is going to be coming out soon. So we could watch that together and get into it on that end. So definitely would recommend that. My only other thing, James, I would ask, how far did you get to Attack on Titan? And will you consider at all trying to jump back on that? Because I would implore you, damn near beg you to get
Yeah,
back on that.
it is up there with the best of them. If not, yeah, I'm not gonna go on that rant, but it's one definitely that I am glad we found. But um, yeah, you can't. I don't know how you stop after you start.
Yeah. But our
But
our
I get it.
mod Trash Panda, he started Attack on Titan, kind of got caught up and fell off of it. But then when he got back on, he watched, I
Done
mean,
in a week,
a season
literally a
every
week.
2 days. Yeah, it was something serious. So we did get a question in chat from Fireflies.
Attack on Titan is number 2 all time. Mine, DBZ. So he's right in the
It's
game.
and saying troll. I have a
Yeah.
top three, and those two are in it. Yeah. Welcome in, Fish. So Fish answered the question to Firefly. Firefly asked, "Are you a dub watcher or a sub watcher?" Fish said Team Dub. Shitty Trash Panda, who's running the Trash Crew account, is also a dubber. Uh, I'm gonna let my brother speak because he's very passionate about this.
If you can't read, just say so. That's all I'm saying. If that's how you feel, just say you can't read, and I understand it. But no, really, I mean, I get the whole dub preference if you don't sit down and watch intently. A lot of people like to watch when they got stuff going on, like they might be doing something around the house. You can still watch if you do dub. But for myself, I watch pretty much everything in sub. I like even though I don't know what the hell they be saying, I pick up on some words, but I like the inflection of their voices and how they voice act it a little bit better, I think. And like the pain sounds more painful, like the joy sounds more joyous, if you kind of get what I mean. So yeah, I've always been not always, but I've been team sub since back Naruto Shippuden. So that's probably as far back as I would say. So
Yeah.
I feel like you're kind of more of a mix, or you don't mind it as much as I do.
Uh, I'm
Or at
probably
least you'll
no.
rewatch, but you do your sub. Like I know your sub.
Yeah, I'm sub.
I won't
Yeah,
rewatch and dub. I just
and the only thing I've rewatched in dub has been My Hero. So I rewatched the whole season in sub, and then to kind of like catch up, rewatch it, get familiar. I will watch that one dub. I don't mind the voices there. Man, I turned on a clip yesterday, and it was a dub clip on YouTube. It bothered me so much.
for show.
I started hating the character that I love. I'm trying to remember who it was. I
But you
don't
know what's
know.
what's
It
also
bothered me
weird?
though.
I was watching some old Dragon Ball clips. Excuse me. And it was in sub, and I was like, "This is horrible," but I watched Super and sub. So it's
Right.
just, I think it's what your brain is used to.
Right. Yeah, because
I
Dragon
feel
Ball
like
was so old. We grew up on dub.
it's all we knew.
Yeah.
But if you go back and try to watch like DBZ and sub, like and not Super, I think you'll hate it. Like I just couldn't get with it. But that's for
Yeah.
me. I think once I hear it in one voice, it kind of sticks, and then that's how I know it. It's kind of like reading a book. You create a voice for it in your head, and once it's
Mhm.
there,
Yeah.
it kind of messes with you if it doesn't sound like it somewhere else. So,
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
but
Perfect. So it looks like James joined the Discord. Love to see it. Welcome in. Welcome in. We could definitely keep discussions going and talk about, what we're watching and updates and everything. I know Fireflies is in there as well. So appreciate you, just being interested in that. And thanks for getting that link out for us. So this episode, we
you
on
know
our
what time
villain
it is.
game. Villains, 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 villains. KJ, what's going on with these villains, man?
I probably should have wore a villainous shirt. Shout out Killer, but y'all know that's my boy. But I did not go the villainous route. Um, for anybody who's been watching anime this past year, it's kind of hard not to say it was the year of the villain for the most part. I mean, we got a lot of shows where I know we'll text each other and just feel defeated. It's like we can't win. We're not getting out of this. I mean, we got three really that I like to really emphasize. Bleach, the 1,000 Year War. If you haven't seen it, it's just be ready to be in despair. Like that's the easiest way to put it. Like there's almost no hope, or you don't feel that way for a long time in any of these shows. You got My Hero dominated by villains. Tomura is shutting things down. It has been a crazy, crazy season. All of last year, this year is a little different, but and then the last one, Chainsaw. Everybody dies. It's just I don't know where we go for it. It's like all the producers got together and said, you know what? I think we need to give the villains a turn. We're gonna let them win. And I felt terrible watching anime last year. As far as hope, as far as like what I thought was gonna happen. Like I was just like, how do we get out of this? Like in
Hmm.
any of it.
Right.
And it still kind of feels that way a little bit. So I mean, shout
Yeah.
out to the villains getting their take. They getting their
Yeah.
chance. They about to get at it. Cause
Yeah.
heroes, you on the downfall. It's time for the villains to turn up. And I ain't mad at it. Honestly, it makes the show a
Yeah.
lot more depth in it. So
Yeah,
I'm all
yeah.
for it.
It brings a lot to it, a lot of aspect. Like you having seasons that end. I mean, even last season, My Hero, the whole season ended with the villains linking together and forming an organization and getting stronger. Then into this one, it's just chaos. Like we got people quitting out here. Like it's serious right now. Like and it's sad, but it's enjoyable. It brings more to it, Unlike like Dragon Ball Z, where we talk about the plot and everything is the same. It's not necessarily like that. So
It's a lot of turns and twists and all that. You don't
yeah,
see it coming. And like
yeah.
you said, I think that's a great point. It makes for a better show because I think it's great when you can understand the depth behind a villain
Hmm.
because it kind of explains like it's really not that far off for why they're doing what they're doing. For
Right,
the most part, it
right.
feels that way. Some people just straight up evil,
Hmm.
and that's okay too because it also makes for a good show. It's where there's
Right,
good, there's got to be evil.
right.
But
But yeah, there
yeah,
are people that have, great reasons behind, or at least belief in their eyes as to why they're a villain. That's actually one of our questions, and we kind of want to get into things. So We have a few different topics today based off of villains. We have a list on some of our favorite villains, some honorable mentions, and a few different subjects. I'll give you guys the subjects now so you can kind of start thinking on yourself. One is a villain that you're rooting for, just straight up rooting for him.
No shame.
No shame. We won't judge you. Maybe. One is a villain you think deserves their own show. Who could be a main character, a protagonist in the show. Another is a villain with a backstory that you kind of believe in. That you're kind of like, I get why he's murdering. I get why he's a mass murderer. So a backstory,
He's
and then
okay.
he's okay, and then just some of your favorite villains. So that's where we're gonna go with it. We'll sprinkle in our favorite villains between subjects, kind of like we did last week with our favorite heroes. So as we go, please let us know your favorite, your thoughts. I'm happy to hear it. And KJ, let's have you start with the favorite villain.
Well, I gotta go first. That's crazy. Trying to see who I'm gonna start with. Who y'all want to hear first? All right. So first up, let's see who I got. I'm a disclaimer. This one is from One Piece. It is not too far in. If you are not caught up or you're currently watching, feel free to look away for the next 25 seconds. But if so, this is like episode 2, something I want to say like that, from the Sky Pierre art. So I'll roll it.
Sama! 黙っていれば何もしない。
I wish y'all could. I didn't even see the subtitles weren't in there. I know it because I've seen it a million times. But he says, "Say nothing, and I won't harm anybody." My boy Inaru. He is the most god complex character I want to say of any show I've watched. Just about, he truly thinks he's a god. And I ain't mad at it because he not God, but he is very godlike. The dude has an ability. If you know, One Piece is based off of devil fruits. He has lightning ability. I told y'all something with lightning. I don't know what it is. I like the characters, but the man could do it all. Honestly, he was so overpowered that there was only one man that could beat him. And I feel like it was by default. It had to be him. It was just a great matchup. But the things that he could do, I don't think I was so much mystery and like that he was shrouded in when I first watched the episode. You didn't know who he was. It was a mysterious land. His powers weren't really fully explained. So even like he does have the ability to control lightning, he has other powers, which I won't overly indulge and say, but he has a lot of stuff that makes him very complex. And just his personality was just it was a great arc. It was definitely one that I loved more so probably than just about anyone in One Piece. It's up there probably top 3 for me. So that started off with that. Inaru.
Inaru, One Piece. So remember I said we weren't going to judge? That is out the window because Roll Nation of the Trash Crew, he said one of his favorites is Pain Fair. Spinoff character, he said he's Sokka from Hunter x Hunter. Fireflies is in here agreeing, and I'm gonna get both of y'all locked up. Y'all both in timeout for about 10 minutes. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. Anywho, insane
How
scroll.
Hisoka? That's all I want to know. How? The guy, I don't get it. People love him though. I don't know why, but people
I,
do love him.
I can't hear him moan over preteen booties every episode. It's just not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I'll give one of mine. Yeah, now he's laughing. We're going to go. So you see the background. The background is from Bleach and Espada. I know KJ knows who this person is going to be.
Obviously.
Grimjaw. Look at the smile. Look at the design. I mean, one top 3 most handsome characters in all of anime, most likely. Grimjaw from the anime Bleach is, I don't know. He just always caught my eye, man. Always liked him. Liked his outlook. He had a very cool introduction to the show. Absolutely kicked the main character's ass the first few times, I would say. Really forced Ichigo to level up and get on his stuff. I love the way his name is just said, Grimjo. Like it's just so smooth, man. So smooth. His character design, his laugh was iconic. Just a little bit about everything about him was just like smooth. Like he could kind of do no wrong. He had a really amazing fight with Ichigo in the series, and there's a little
No,
hint.
I was like, don't. I was
ah,
like, don't do it.
That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say for now. But Grimjaw is one of mine. We'll just keep it there. We did have a chat from Insane Troll. So I think Insane Troll is going on the question of kind of like motivation for villains, right? So he said, so being a villain is about perspective. We talked about Hit and Jiren, Dragon Ball, being villains, but all they're doing is fighting for the survival of their own universe. 100%. I mean, you
I don't
couldn't
count
get
them as
up.
villains, but yeah, it all is.
Yeah, like they were just kind of more so like the enemy. I
Yeah.
wouldn't really count them as villains either, because yeah, like they were forced to get in this fight, but of course, like their perspective, yeah, they're trying to kill everybody we love potentially, by wiping us out. But yeah, they were doing it for their own people. So
Like we was out there.
I was out there in the streets, dog. You went out there, EK. I was out there, dog.
I do agree. Inaru's observation hockey is ridiculous, and I love it. Your boyfriend sounds like good people. That's all you need to know. But my bad. Have at it, Ty.
No, you're good. So since he brought up that one, let's go to the one with backstory, motivation. You
I'll
cool with
let you
that?
lead that one off. Yeah, I was good. I was gonna say you probably should roll there.
Cool. Let's do it. So mine, look at this face. That's the face of fear. That is the face of death. That is the king of vampires, of the underworld. And I get it because Castlevania on Netflix, amazing show. Won't go into too many details, but Dracula has pretty much died it down. He's living a life of peace. He's with a beautiful wife who's calmed his evil dark heart. He not out here eating people. He not drinking the blood of 1,000 corpses. And he pretty much goes away, comes home to his wife being burnt at the stake. Unprompted, kind woman. She did nothing wrong. And this man lost it. Absolutely lost it. One of the scariest introductions to somebody being pissed off I think I've seen in anime. Honestly, he literally unleashed hell. Like it's not
No, literally.
he literally unleashed hell on earth. And what more can make someone lose it than to lose the love of your life? So I'll give it to you, Dracula. I'll get it.
His wife was so sweet. She didn't
So
deserve
sweet.
it.
Not
Like,
at all.
why was she married to that? Not even he was technically a monster, but
Yeah,
she was a sweet lady. She didn't
Yeah.
deserve it.
for
But
sure.
I like that. I wouldn't have thought about that technically. Castlevania's not an anime. We just gotta clarify that. I know he likes to get mad. I love Castlevania, but technically it's not an anime. But it is an animated show. I'll let it pass. This one, I think this counts. So I'm gonna roll the clip.
Took me from my father when I was just a little boy. He made me do whatever he wanted and said he would kill my father if I didn't. I did everything he asked, but he killed him anyway, along with everyone else.
Vegeta, how can you not understand where he's coming from? I think it counts. Dude was straight up villain, but I get it. He was a terrible person to start. Dude was raised to be a weapon, literally to go and destroy planets. Was pretty much stripped of a family and was working for a, I'ma say it, racist pink person, whoever that Frieza was. Dude had a terrible upbringing. And really all he wanted was to be the pride of his people, to make his people not be forgotten. And that's what he lived to do. I'm not mad at him. He did some terrible stuff. Garbage person, obviously had a change of heart. My man got a family. He got a kid. Totally different now. But that original Vegeta as a villain, I get it. I didn't at first because when we first saw him, it was just like, man, this is the first villain we had. We was like, oh, he garbage. Nap was garbage. Like,
Right.
but nah, like, I mean,
He
I think
killed
that
we watched him kill Nappa.
dude
His
was
comrade.
exactly like literally no
cold.
remorse.
He was
But
cold.
then it's just like that scene like really broke down why he was the way he was. Literally at the end of it, he says, he made me who I am. Don't let him do it to anybody else.
Dang, that hurt. I remember that.
Yeah,
I think that's a good clip to come back to and kind of explain his upbringing. I mean, everything he known was wiped out. I mean, he was raised to be a certain way. I think that's a good one. And fun fact, that is Insane Troll's favorite DBZ character. I found that out a few days ago.
Respect.
Yeah,
I ain't even mad at it. And like you said, he was just like, he literally took my dad, said if I didn't do what he said, he was gonna kill him.
yeah,
Then he killed him anyway, and everybody else. So
yeah,
how can you not sympathize, at least have some type of understanding for why the way he was?
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
100%. Yeah,
Uh,
and we got Josh Tills, anime fan in the chat as well, talking about Yamcha dying to the Cybermen. And we're gonna do an episode on weakest anime characters. Yamcha gonna be in that day. I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
and they strapped to his back and blew up like a book bag. Oh, he had it terrible.
Such an iconic picture of him just laying on the floor, just in that hole, that
Out the
explosion
chalk
hole.
outline,
Uh-huh.
the crater.
So Firefly said her boyfriend said one of his faves was Toguro, younger brother from Yu Yu Hakusho. I need to get a picture of Toguro because I can't remember which one that is. We got to find that one.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. So that's villains with a background story. If y'all got any more, just let us know. I'll go back to a favorite villain. So this one I don't think anybody's probably gonna have on their list. Just someone I just think is unique in one of the newer animes that I really, really like. So I just enjoy watching this character from the show Fire Force. KJ, do you have that clip?
I do. Where is it at? I think this is it. I want to click it and it'd be the wrong one. We'll find out. Hold on. Nobody look.
First off, did you hear the sound? Did you hear the
man.
audio in this anime? Because we will replay it.
Oh, that's great.
We will replay it. One of the sound of that show just gets me. Coming in at 6'7", 287 pounds, Charon.
You cannot say that clip just gets me. Speaking of coming in that, you can't follow that up like that. Terrible phrasing. Have at it. Restart your spiel. Have at it.
I already start the clip. It's so displeasing on the ears, man. But the man is 6'7", 300 pounds, moving like that. If you saw the end of it, you see that smile. The dude just likes fighting. He's one of those just all I want to do is fight and beat people up type characters. A bit of a brute, but he's not like super, super evil. So he's not someone who's just kind of killing for no reason. He has an interesting relationship with another villain, a smaller child, Huma. They have like a daughter-father type relationship. So it kind of gives this character layers. So he's not just a beat 'em up type character, but he's definitely a beat 'em up type character. So much to the point that one of his powers is absorbing kinetic energy. So he has this group of people, right, that follow him and hit him and punch him and build his energy up so that he can unleash it upon his enemies. It's a pretty incredible power. When he walks, there's these explosions. I mean, I could get a bunch of clips from this character, and I think everybody would enjoy it. But he's definitely one to look out for. He's an interesting one in Fire Force. So I like Jerron.
And if you haven't watched Fire Force, please do yourself the favor and watch it.
Watch it.
The animation's great. The audio might be the best in the business. It's great stuff. So I like that one. I thought that one might be one that you chose. And again, we do not know who we picked for this or any of these. So these are all new. We just hope that we don't pick the same. If we do, we do. And that just shows that we have good taste. Let's see. We're going to run number 2.
Take care, Troll. Appreciate you.
Sorry, I just want to make sure I do this right. Okay. This one, again, this one is another One Piece character. No clip, just gonna pull up a picture. So if you haven't seen it, my boy's name's Katakuri. Big as can be. The most, I know we're talking villains, the most family man around. Honestly, like the dude loves his family. He very high up in the rankings in the world of One Piece. But his abilities are almost like unmatched in a sense of he can adjust to others to, kind of match what they're doing as far as being able to raise his ability to meet theirs. And dude's so damn strong willed and as fair as can be. I mean, e- even like say like if you're down in a fight, he will try to balance it out just to be like, I'm not losing or I'm not gonna win this way. He's as honorable as they come. And he's scary. He's scary. You can see the mask around his face. Can't see his face, so there's always that little mystery there. Like I said, I don't. That one's further into One Piece. So I don't want to say too much. That's like episode 700 or whatever it might be. Um, I'm saying troll. Eagles fan. Sorry, I apologize for whooping y'all tail. But no, Katakuri is a great character. As versatile as they come. And if you have seen it, you'll understand why. Worth pulling up clips of watching him fight. Dude's a beast. He's an animal. And as you spoke about Sharon being that big, dude's a giant. So I think you would
He
like him
looked big.
if you did
Okay.
watch it.
He
He's
looked big. He looked
sizable.
massive. Yeah. Okay.
Pause.
So I see we got a little AOT chat in the background. Josh and Trash, we're going at it. Talk about Levi being a god. I agree. And I saw Josh bring up Erwin Smith being a great character. So that was one of my favorite anime characters on our episode last week. So I love Erwin Smith. Yes, we got the Ginyu Force in the background. And then just so if you didn't know what I got on today, I mean, one of the toughest, coldest villain groups in all of anime, Akatsuki from Naruto.
How do you
Very
say it?
happy. Akatsuki. Akatsuki.
Yeah, you good. You good. Play on.
Raccoon boom. Raccoon.
Raccoon's so
He's a
stupid.
meathead, dog. He's a dummy. Oh man, what a great group to get you for us. That is a throwback right there.
Could have chose just like 3 different people from Akashi like for the segment because
Oh, 100%. 100%.
in there.
Yeah. Like they should get their own honorable mention in terms of a group because I think that's the coldest group to me anyway.
The most villainous by far.
Right.
I think it's I don't know why it's touching them.
I got a segue. Speaking about groups, if we want to go to somebody having their own show.
Who you got?
Based off of a picture I saw, I think this is gonna be a double. So we could tag team this one.
You got me.
But leader of the Phantom Troop,
My boy.
Hunter.
Crollo.
Crollo.
What a dog. That's great. That's great.
Man, so we talk about a villain group. Did you know he's only 26 years old?
Youngest can be.
Youngest can be, and he got a team of psychos. I don't know how he's controlling them. I think it's just because he's that powerful.
I think he actually cares about them so much that they respect that and they want to work with like for him. Like it's just like that honor type deal. I think with them, it's genuine. Like he really cares about them. Because I mean, if you remember the scene when something happens to one of the members, he's crying like literally, and then went on like a murdering spree. But yeah, no, Crollo is just different. I mean, we didn't get to see a lot of him. Like we know, he's only in a few episodes, but from what we did see, it was just, man, he's strong as can be, and he wasn't even fighting serious. I don't know if you remember, like as he's fighting the Zodak, like their family. At the end, he says, "Who do you think would win in a fight?" And the granddad was just like, "Probably me, unless you got serious and decided to kill me." And he was like, "Oh, he knew."
Dang.
Like he's just like,
That's cold.
it's easy for us.
That's cool. Yeah. And so y'all know we talk about Hunter. Like he just said, and that's the reason for like what his own show, because we don't see a lot of him. Like we really don't. And I think you do a lot with him, how he came to power, how he found his power, how he started finding his squad, recruiting them, all their side missions, everything. Like you could do so much with him. And he's so calm and charismatic.
Literally, the word I have is charisma written down. Like it's like charisma was the bro. Like I ain't no villain, but I might have to slide. Like I had to slide for him. I would join up. I ain't gonna lie.
I could see like you believing in him and what he doing.
It makes you believe, like, because he believes it so much. Like I'm buying it.
Right.
Like I'm with him. So it is what it is. But
it's impressive what he's doing.
Firefly said that her favorite member of Akatsuki is Kisame.
Okay.
Very cool character.
Okay.
Sword's dope. Love it.
Yeah. The sword's crazy.
Big shark self.
Yeah.
All the villains that are just big are cool. But
yeah, I like them. I like his his relationship with my guy, he never remembers him or whatever. Yeah, Kisame is cool. And
And then
then
you see, Fish said he enjoyed the leader of the Eye of the Midnight Sun from Black
mhm,
Clover. Another hell of a show that we love.
yep,
Again, if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. That whole arc, everything in that show was just fantastic, and the villains
agreed.
were they strong. Like that show, I can't wait for it to come back because
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes. But I'm kind of upset you stole my guy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not mad at it.
So
I
did
didn't.
you have him in that category or as a favorite?
No, I literally had him as which villain to get their own show.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
That's
literally,
great.
because I wanted to pick him, and I was like, nah, like
Uh-huh.
I would prefer him to have his own show,
Yep,
and
that's
that's the one
awesome.
you went.
I
So,
think he had a
but
little picture of him.
oh, I did for the people to see. You're right. I forgot to even put it up. You distracted me when you stole him.
That's fair. That's
And he
fair.
has two different looks. This was his more like chill demeanor. It looks like a boxer, like but and then he
True.
has another one where he wears like an oversized white coat, has the cross shown on his forehead, and a little scary. His name is Lucifer, or what is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Lucifer. It's not Lucifer, but you
Right,
know
but
what they're getting
it's
at.
there, right.
So
And we
shame on
rooting
us
for
for
him.
a shame on us for picking him. But hey, he's interested at least, to say the least. But
He is. He
um,
is.
damn, that's the one you went.
Ah,
So
that's funny.
I guess before you even give another favorite, I'll ask who is a villain that you find yourself rooting for.
So I don't think I saw it in your pictures, but I'm surprised that if we did pick the same, but Garo, One Punch Man.
So I had him originally as backstory because
Okay.
I kind of got where
Yeah.
he was
Uh
coming
huh.
from. He was
Uh huh.
bullied, and he was like, "Why are people hating the villains?" Like I
Uh
get
huh.
it. Like
Yep.
so,
Yep.
I can respect that one because I almost picked him and I backed it off.
Okay.
But yeah, he was an easy one to root for, and he was a stand up guy. I know this is yours, but he didn't attack women and children. Like he
Mm-hmm.
didn't kill. Like I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he was crazy and he was violent. But
Yep.
yeah,
Yep. So Garu, he kind of was bullied as a kid. He emphasized with the monsters essentially, kind of like look at their own point of views and kind of sympathize with them. So he got made fun of. Um, but he sticks to his ideals. Honestly, KJ, he reminds me a little bit of Stain.
fair.
Just having that, that path and how he wants to walk in this world. But one big difference from him and Stain, he's never killed a person. He's never killed a person. He's killed monsters. He'll beat the absolute dog shit out of a hero. Break him down, bones, hospitalized. You might not be able to fight again, but he's never killed the hero. So,
Fair.
and then two, what he did for season 2 of One Punch Man, I think he was a huge asset to the show. Because the
Yeah.
first season was cool, but the second season really leveled up. I think he was a big part of it. And I know nothing of what's coming next, but from what I've seen, I think we're going to continue to get a lot of Garo, and it seems like it's going to be good stuff. He has some really good scenes in season 2. I wanted to get a clip, but I couldn't find it on Crunchyroll, where he's fighting like 5-6 different heroes and doing this thing. So he's a very intriguing character. Before we do another, let's check in with chat. So I just wanted to bring up Josh has a list of what he's watched: Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball, and Attack on Titan. So he's bringing up My Hero as his next great adventure, and that's a fantastic adventure to get on. We'd
Nice.
encourage that of you. We'd love to get updates. We've all watched it in the Trash Crew, so
Sure.
you could tweet at us updates or Discord. We'd be happy to talk about it. Firefly says her boyfriend said the special grade demons and Juju Kaisen need backstories.
Which I think would be kind of cool,
That would
honestly.
be. That would be.
There's so much background, probably. It has to be like, how did you get to this point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd watch
Yeah.
a spinoff of almost all these shows that
Yeah.
are good. So
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. The special grades, yeah, they are special. Like I agree. I like that a lot. That's cool.
Josh, two of my favorite villains in anime might be Frieza, Brawly, Eren Yeager, and Seto Kaiba. So I get the Yeager. I get it. Dude is kind of a villain, even though he's the hero of his own show.
Wait, did he say Aaron or Beast or Zeke?
He said Eren.
He said Aaron.
I
Can we
I
call
mean,
him a villain?
depending on where you're looking,
Right.
I mean, the dude has done more dark than just about anybody. So I mean, I kind of get. I think you can't say that you're wrong calling him a
Yeah.
villain.
Yeah.
And then he said, then again, he does love the Beast Titan, Zeke that forms Crazy Rock. So yeah, I mean that's solid. I
Yeah.
mean, I forget who mentioned it earlier. They said perspective, and that's really what it is. Like
Right.
it's just how you're being looked at.
Right.
That whole show is about perspective in life. It's
Oh,
amazing show.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So he brought up Barley. Barley was an honorable mention for me.
Okay.
It's funny because Barley is so well liked and such a strong character, but he's not even in the regular show. He's just in the movies. He only has movies. I think he has 4 total now, but he's that impactful. The last Dragon Ball movie for Brawley was absolutely amazing. The fight scenes were just incredible, and he's one of the few characters who is just clearly stronger than the main characters. Like they have to fuse to beat this dude. They have to. Like there's no other option. Like Goku always wins his fights. He's not stronger than Brawley. So it's very impressive. Some of the animation in that movie you get to see from Brawley's perspective as they're flying and fighting and dodging things. Like it's really cool. So that's the honorable mention for me. And then when I spoke about Dracula in Castlevania, right, having like a reason for his anger and being a villain, I wanted to bring up Isaac. Just a small shout out to Isaac
True.
because that man got ideals. That man is on a different path. He's ventured off into his own man. Not necessarily saying I love him, but he's just an intriguing character and villain. So I wanted to give Isaac a shout out as well.
And if we're gonna go honorable mention, Kimimaro from Naruto. I was a fan, even though
Okay.
he was very loyal to Orochimaru.
Okay.
I think he was one of the first unique characters as far as like abilities that we got to see.
Yeah.
And he obviously was super strong and talented. His
Right.
body just failed him.
Right.
And I don't know if it necessarily makes him a villain, but he obviously was fighting against, the good guys, or at least in our sense. And he was just intriguing. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
he had the special blood in him, and like he could change or control every bone in his body and like force him out to use his weapons. I just wish he wasn't following Orochimaru because that dude was something else. But yes, that would be an honorable mention for me. It's just a cool character, like actual visual. He looked different. He stood out, and then he had a great fight with Gara and Rock Lee.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we got to introduce to the drunken style fighting. So, but yeah, no, that would be my honorable mention.
Okay.
Yeah, I almost chose him, but I didn't get enough of seeing him
That's
for me
fair.
to put him in there. So
yeah, he literally had one fight. Yeah, that's fair. And I like him being brought up though. Like that's my indifferent.
Because I was trying to think like who I haven't thought about in a while, and I'm like, nah, he's definitely up there for me. But
yeah.
So
Josh is bringing up Brawley, just how he doesn't even train. He's just raw, fierce, Saiyan power, 100%. Happy Anime Sunday from King Micus. Welcome in, and thank you for shouting us out to somebody earlier. Appreciate that. Firefly said Zabuzu and Haku.
Zabuza and Haku, which is great. It rolls right with Kimimaro. I don't know if you remember, but literally Kimimaro runs into them as they're leaving the village.
Ooh.
And he's like, "Are you a part of the village?" Like he pulls out a bone and he's like ready to attack. And Zabuza grabs his sword and was like, "No." And he was like, "Sorry," and runs to the village and like is ready to attack.
I forgot about that.
So that definitely flows. So I'm glad you brought that up because great characters. He was evil. Haku just seemed to be in a bad place, wrong time.
She just loved the wrong person, but
I still don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I don't know. It's been 20 years and I still don't know.
He or she was pretty regardless.
A lot of confusion.
That was like the first heartbreak we got with Naruto. I felt like
it was the first like villain pretty much.
Yeah, just collective like great fighting and everything, but everybody felt something with that in Naruto, and it was the villains who essentially that we fell for early on in Naruto.
Her ability. I don't know. Haku's ability was ridiculous, going through the mirrors and everything.
Yeah,
great scenes.
It was. It really was. Dang. I think we have just one more favorite character.
I believe that's the case. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, get yours in.
I got it. And it's gonna flow with what we're talking about right now because I'm sticking with Naruto, and I'm going with Obito.
Oh, I almost picked him, but I thought you could have picked him for character you understood. I never gave. I didn't give mine. I got one more.
Okay.
For the who was I rooting for? I didn't do mine. So
Young Uchiha, and like KJ said, I think he can fit to a lot of categories. Character you understood, somewhat rooting for in a sense, although he's trying to kill everybody. Tragic is the word I think of when I think of Obito.
Trauma.
Um, Trauma. I mean, it's sad. He has one of the saddest stories by far. I mean, this was a young kid who was a hero growing up to be a ninja, to fight for his village and to save people. And just the turn of events that happened just led him down a path that no one could see or kind of predict. Obito just has such a sad backstory. I think his introduction, being a different character for such a long time, Toby, was also interesting. The fact that he never let up and he held on that for so long, I think that's a lot of willpower. Because I would have been like, hey, it's me, dog. So shout out to him for just that in his own. Um, he could have been the Hokage. Like he could have been Naruto, and he just got stripped away of so much. He also brought one of the best fights in Naruto. Him and
Kakashi.
Kakashi. Yes, absolutely amazing, beautiful music. I think I might watch that scene after we get off here because it's just one of the all-time greats. So yeah, I feel very bad for him and what he went through. Could have been a very powerful Uchiha that we could have seen a lot of, but I mean, if you never saw his backstory, I think his backstory leveled up Shippuden. Once we all got to witness that and see that, I mean, like everybody was kind of off their feet on that one. And we haven't seen. I thought about this morning. A backstory, a reveal like that until this season of My Hero, and I'm not gonna say nothing else, which you know I'm talking about.
I was gonna say I
It,
already knew what you. Yeah,
it reminded me of that today. Yeah.
fair. Yeah, because there was so much unknown as to we didn't even know who Obito was or Toby
Mm-hmm.
was. We didn't know.
Right.
But yeah, no, great character.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it back and I'll go for the one who I caught myself rooting for, and I'm sure you're gonna laugh, but Light, it got me knows the way. I was all in on my boy Light. He is he is confusing, conflicting. Um, he had his ideals, and they were not the way he went about it was obviously wrong. I think it was more so the suspense in the show that it was like, bro, you got to keep going. Like, don't let L catch you. Like, you can't let him catch you. I felt bad rooting for it, but man, when they cornered my boy, like I was hot. I was like, they got us, dog.
And I was cheering when they cornered him, and he cried like a baby.
He went out in the worst
He went
way,
out
but
so bad.
you had to be cheering for like I don't care what you say. You cheer for like a little bit. At some point, he was like, you know what? He making the world a better place. But honestly, that really was his ideal. It was he thought that he was making the world a better place, and then he got power hungry, and then he went to the wayside and kind of lost it all.
Quick.
You
He
know,
went to the
he fell
wayside.
off hard, but
Yeah.
yeah, I guess I'll roll it to my last one.
Yeah. Light and Aaron Yeager, I feel like they kind of gotta. But Light started off bad way sooner, and I still think it's very different. But Death Note is one of those shows where you're watching the villain, like you're watching the villain's perspective the whole time, which is crazy.
And you're cheering for it. Cheered for it. Some people.
Some people. Prime is not cheering for it. While you're looking
Rolling.
for your last person, Josh Stills did bring up a show that he likes a lot, Legend of Vox Machina. Loving the characters and the villains, anime fight style.
I think that's the
Okay.
one Ron watched.
And it looks like it based off Ron's
And I'm
comment.
pretty sure he's
I think
caught
he's
up.
watched it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll roll the clip.
Cool.
The Armored Titan. He's a villain. It depends on how you're looking at him, but he was a villain. One of the most complex characters of any show. Literally just has a mental battle. I'm just gonna refer to him as the Armored Titan. For those who haven't watched, but yeah, so just a very complex character who has a lot of internal battles and really doesn't have a bad heart. It's just is a victim of the circumstance, but did a lot of dark deeds. Killed many of people. man, it's just so intriguing. The show itself plays into it more so. It makes you really want to like enjoy the character, and then just like you watch the show, so you've seen the development over the course of the show. But yeah, I mean he stands out. I feel like for most people, as far as the Titans, he has to be my favorite. Um, dude's and he's big as hell, strong as a brick, can do what he want. And he has some of the greatest scenes in the show. I know you mentioned one when he's looking at Commander Irwin on the top of
On the
the
wall.
wall.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it's great stuff. I'm a big fan.
So if I were to list like top iconic villains in like Impact and things like that, he would be on my list. I
Fair.
can't put him in a favorite because of what he's done. And again, he could easily be a character who you understand their backstory. All he's doing is fighting for his people when it comes down to it. Aaron Yeager said it himself, we are the same. But I just rewatched the whole thing. I've seen the destruction, I've seen the death, the turmoil for the people that I love. And I can't put him on my list, but I understand where you're coming from. He's an iconic character, 100% iconic.
I think it's just like how he's so conflicted within himself, and
Mm-hmm.
he really it shows just like I think it highlights what upbringing is and like your perspective on things because he literally lost control of who he was. Like he didn't know when he was one person versus the other. So yeah, I had never saw that in an anime character where he
I agree.
literally
Yeah,
fell that
yeah.
much into his role
He's
that it
had
caused him to have a split
he's had
personality.
some moments, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like how
yeah.
Tilson, like he
It's very
literally,
impressive.
it's insane. Like, and he cares. You never meet a villain who cares for both sides,
Right,
and he
right.
really did. So I mean, I thought it was something different, and it was just
Yeah,
unique to as
yeah,
far as villains what he brought to the table.
yeah.
But Fireflies, I watched Record of Ragnarok. If you want a show on just fighting, it's your show. I enjoy it. It is I think the new episodes, as far as like you don't know who's gonna be next. For those who have watched, you get what I mean. But I don't think you watched that one, correct?
I haven't. I just like the
Okay.
word Ragnarok, so I'm interested just because of that.
It's literally Ragnarok. Like that's
Okay.
literally what
I mean,
is
I'm
taking
very
place.
interested. Is it on Netflix?
Yes.
Okay.
The last season came out, so I mean you'll be able to catch up. There's two of them. But it's fighting. It's like it's
Mhm.
not Baki,
Okay.
but it's Baki.
Okay. So it's close to Baki levels. Okay. So if I just
but
looking
it's
for a little workout motivation, just get
it
strong.
but it fits that mold of Ragnarok and just kind of that time period and things like that, or kind of all time periods, honestly. Subtle hint, but I think it's definitely one. I mean, I'll watch it. I know Fish.
Okay.
I think Fish is the one who put me onto it.
Okay.
When he came down one time and we watched, I was like, "What the hell is this?" But I
Yeah.
ended up enjoying it, so I liked it.
Okay. Okay. Bad.
What they
Perfect.
did to
Perfect.
Marco as well won't spoil for those who haven't watched, but was tough to watch.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed. Agreed.
totally.
And some of that stuff sits with me and sticks with me, and it's just like,
Like you
yeah,
went through it.
right. And even like out of all the villains and stuff, like the Beast Titan is kind of like Levi's rival, but the Armor Titan is like Aaron's rival, like the whole
Yeah,
time. You know, like they've had
Mhm.
multiple bouts and fights. Like it's yeah,
They
pretty
be throwing
iconic.
down. Like
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So dang, that hurts, man. That hurts. All right, all right. I think we got through everything, right?
that's all of them. I don't think I
Perfect.
had anybody else that I wanted to mention.
Last honorable mention. I won't say too much on this person. I know my hero is still very well being watched and into. This young man right here, I won't even tell you his name. If you know, you know. One of the most insane, terrible backstories of all time. Just, I mean, this episode right here, it messed me up to the point now. I have a 2-year-old. He has dry skin. He be itching sometimes, and I'll be like, "Hold up, dog. What you about to do, dog?" I don't know, man. Yeah, that dude right there, My Hero Academia again. Like we said, you should watch that one. So yeah, that was my last honorable mention.
The darkest backstory, probably.
Yeah,
Not probably. It is the darkest backstory that I
I
can.
can't I can't think of anything else like
Not
that.
that is or not like what. It's just literally the darkest.
Yeah,
They. I don't want. I don't want to meet the person who came up with it. That's for sure.
true.
Got some real things going on in that noggin. Shout out to Fish for just season 5. I knew he was catching up. I told him,
Fish,
yeah,
you are in, bro. You are in for the one of the best seasons of any anime
it's
all time,
great.
bro. Of
It's
anything I've
great.
seen. Season 6, like season 5, bro, it built you up to what you're going to get in season 6. Like I'm very excited. I'm very excited for you. KJ gonna have to send me your number so you can text both of us when you watch it, because I want to hear about it. It's an amazing season, man.
And Fireflies, you are correct. You just don't know what to expect in Record of Ragnarok. You really don't. As far as characters and things like that, you don't know what's going to happen. So it is one that keeps you engaged because you're just waiting to see what's going to happen. But damn, this is the year that, well, post year of the villain. I'm excited. I'm trying to think what's going to be next, but definitely going to have a lot more coming up next week. More questions, more engagement. Ready to
Perfect.
roll.
Yeah. And again, we got clips coming out daily. So we're doing some segments on YouTube. We have recap videos for anime as well. I think we know our next recap video, what it's going to be. We have a lot of anime coming up, guys. So for sure, join the Discord so we can kind of keep the conversations going throughout the week and interact with each other. The Instagram, we're putting up our posts, things like that. So just keep up with us. We're going to keep this thing rolling. And we're actually, so what we've been trying to do lately is rate out to people who are doing anime type things, playing anime games and the like. But our guy Smack, who is a massive Naruto fan, he's streaming today and he's doing a, what can I call it? Just chatting. He's interviewing someone else, another streamer, Horcrux Tom, who's a Pokemon fan, who's literally wearing an Ash Ketchum hat right now. So a lot of anime vibes there. We're actually going to write out to him today. So let's show him some love. But definitely check out all the anime content we got going on. YouTube link is in the chat. We'll see you guys next week. Can't wait for the next set of conversations and what's in store there. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Twitch. Thank you, YouTube, for checking in. Definitely leave comments below if you like what you saw. We're rating out now.
All right, everybody.